In this lesson, we're going to talk about the basic mathematical concepts in the business and specifically about rate and proportion. But I also got a lot of different type of videos about mortgage and percentage and the type of stuff like that that related to these mathematical concepts in the business. But for this video, let's just talk about rate and proportion. So when it comes to rate means actually it's kind of like just a way of comparing two or more quantities that is expressed in a different unit of measurement. So when it comes to ratio, if you guys remember in a previous video about ratio is actually just a way of comparing two or more quantities expressed in the same unit of measurement. But when it comes to rate, it's just in a different unit of measurement. So that's the difference between rate and ratio. When it comes to ratio, it's in the same unit of measurement, but when it comes to rate, it's just in a different unit of measurement. And then the other thing that I want you guys to know about rate and ratio is ratio can be a rate. So you just gotta notice ratio can be rate. So this is the whole thing you have to know. But just don't focus on the definitions. It's not a big deal. So the only thing that matters is the way you just do the equations and follow steps and stuff like that. So since this is math, don't focus on the definitions. So now let's do some type of examples and I'm going to explain to you what rate is by using some questions and examples. So the first example says that 8 plumbers are working in a group and they fix 200 pipes in a given day. And what is the rate of the pipe fixed per person? Well, this one is actually so easy. So for that reason, I want you guys to stop the video and try by yourself and see if you get the answer. So when you look at this one, we got 200 pipes and there's also 8 people. So there's actually 200 pipes. There's 200 pipes and we got 8 people. So we're looking for the type of, or we're looking for the number of pipes that's fixed per person. So what I'm gonna do is all I have to do is just divide this 200 by 8. So that's the whole thing I gotta do, and I'm gonna get my answer. So as I told you, this is so easy. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna divide this 200 by 8. So when you divide 200 by 8, you're gonna get 25, and then 25 will be my answer. So this is all you have to do when you come to this specific question. So just when you guys got this type of question, actually, just this is so easy. You don't even have to know about rate and all of that type of stuff. You just know that actually, if you want to prove this 25 or this 25 is your answer, you can multiply 8 by 25 and you gotta get 200. You're gonna have to get 200. So now let's do that actually. So if it is 25 by 8, then so 8 times by 5, it will be 40. So, and then 8 times by 3 is just 16 and 4 200. So it means that my answer is correct. So you can also prove it that way if you want to. But this is so simple uh, question. So now let's do some critical questions, a little bit different ones. So let's go to some other type of questions. Okay, so when you come to the second question, it says that John has invested $20,000 in a garment industry, and 5 years later, the audit report on the business indicated that there was 200 grand as a balance. So find the rate of increase in 5 years. So we're gonna have to use actually a formula for this one. So my formula would be rate of change. So it is just final amount or minus original amount, the whole of the original amount, as you guys can see over there. So my final amount is 200 grand. So I'm gonna say 200,000 minus, we've got 20 grand over here. That's my original amount. So I'm gonna say 20,000. So that's my initiation. That's the first money that I invested. So that's my original amount. And I'm gonna divide this whole thing by my original amount. So it will be 20,000. And then I'm gonna get my answer. This is also easy. If you guys know the formula, this one is also so easy. So it's all about now, it's just all about calculating. So it will be when you just subtract 200,000 from, when you subtract 20,000 from 200, you're gonna get 180. So it will be 180,000. And then the whole over 20,000. So when you divide this whole thing, you can actually cancel these zeros and you're gonna get 9. So it will be 9. So this will be your answer. So this is the whole process. This is all you have to do. So now let's go to the proportion. Okay, so when you come to the proportion, well, actually proportion means this is like a statement of equality between two ratios. That's what proportion is. But let's do some type of examples and you're gonna understand what proportion is all about. So it says that a car fixing machine can fix 150 cars in one day. It can fix 150 cars in one day. In how many days does the machine fix 1,650 cars? So it says that the machine can fix 150 cars in one day. So it says 150 cars in what day? In one day. I got one day. And then I'm looking for the days. So it says that how many days does the machine fix 1,650 cars? So I'm looking for the days, so I'm gonna say X over here. And then it fixes what? 1,550 cars. So now I'm gonna quick cross this thing. So it will be what? It will be 150x. I'm looking for the days. Will equal to 1,650 times by 1. It will be 1,650. So now I'm looking for x, so I'm gonna divide by 150 then the whole over 150. So you cancel resulting, you cancel the zeros, and then when you divide 165 by 15, you're gonna get 11. So it means that my answer is 11, so it will be 11 days. So it will be 11 days. So that will be my answer. So this is all you have to do when you come to this specific question. So the thing you gotta do, or you're gonna have to know when you come to the proportion is just, it's all about just, you're gonna have to set this. It just says that a car fixing machine can fix 150 cars. So I'm gonna just write this 150 cars, and then it says in one day. So I'm gonna say 150 equals in one day. And then if I'm looking for the days, I'm gonna put this X in my days spot, as you guys can see over here. But if I was looking for the cars, I was gonna say X over here. So that's the thing that you have to look at when it comes to the proportion. Now let's do some other type of examples. Okay, it says that if 1 centimeter on the plane represents 200 centimeter on the ground, so 1 centimeter on the plane it represents 200 on the plan. Actually, that one is a plan. So 1 centimeter on the plan represents 200 centimeter on the ground. Okay, so this is centimeter. And then find the distances on the ground for the distance represented by 5 centimeter on the plane. So I'm looking for the ground. So I'm looking for the ground. I say 1 centimeter on the plane represents 250 centimeter on the ground. So I'm gonna say X over here. And then the distance represented by 5 centimeter on the plane. So they give us 5 centimeter on the plane. So I'm gonna just say 5 over here. Then I'm going to quick cross. So it will be 1x will equal to, so it will be 5 times by 2 is just 10, so it will be 1,000. So my answer, or x, will be 1,000. So 5 represents 1,000 when it comes to the ground. So 5 on the plane is going to represent 1,000 on the ground. So that's the thing. So that's the whole thing you're going to have to know when it comes to the proportion and also width. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. It was kind of like easy and sort of video. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video and also get benefited. If you want more questions, I'm gonna do some other type of videos in this specific lesson. So I want you guys to check that out too. And I also got a lot of different type of videos in this mathematical concepts in the business. But for this video, we're done. And thanks for watching and have a good day.